here. Hi, John. How excited are you that I'm vlogging again?
It's fantastic.
Work until 4 today, but I brought a book with me to read on my breaks and on my lunch. I brought...
Nerd.
I'm doing a readathon. I brought Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart for the challenge. Read a book with blue on the cover. It's super short. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of feelings about it because I had a lot of feelings about E. Lockhart's last book. But yeah, and then when I get home, I have to do some writing for NaNoWriMo because I have fallen super behind because I've been working like nights, and when I get home I just want to freaking sleep. But this is what I'm reading. I'm super jazzed about it, so I will let you know what's going on. What's going on? When I get off work in like 6 hours. Guys, so at this point I was on one of my breaks at work, drinking an eggnog frappuccino and reading Genuine Fraud. It was super neat. I wasn't very far at this point. Oh, and here's my coworker asking me a question about frappuccinos. So yeah, that's how the readathon is going so far at this point. Home from work, so I figured I would do an update since I'm vlogging this week. I am 16 pages into Genuine Fraud, and it's weird. I didn't care for We Were Liars. I can say that I thought that it was super well written. It was very lyrical. It was gorgeous. This is super basic, but I'm only 16 pages in, so I hope it gets better. I'm actually about to do some math and see how many pages I have to read a day to finish the books that I want to read this week. So I'm going to do that off camera, and then I'll be back. So I did math things, and to finish all 4 books this week, I have to read like roughly 195 pages a day. So I don't see this as a problem. So I'm gonna go back and forth between reading and writing for NaNoWriMo. I do have to get caught up on my word count, but I'm gonna take a majority of today and tomorrow to get caught up on my word count for NaNoWriMo. But this isn't a NaNoWriMo vlog, is it? It's a freaking Scallywag-A-Thon vlog. Waiting for the oven to heat up so John and I can have pizza for dinner. Because when do we not eat pizza? So I'm gonna try to get some reading and writing done. I have to do a vitamin C treatment on my hair and hopefully go green with my hair tonight. So I think I'm gonna put this treatment in my hair first and do that, and then I'm gonna do some more reading and some more writing. Definitely do some writing first, but I want to get to like a good stopping point in this first. You guys see the best of my looks in these vlogs. So reading update and also a hair update. I am now like 70 pages into Genuine Fraud, and it's really just fucking weird. I don't know. I don't like to get an opinion of a book or develop like a true opinion of how I think the book is gonna be until I'm about 100 pages in. So I'm not 100 pages in yet, so that's a thing. Hair update. I did that vitamin C treatment. I let it sit for like 2 hours, and everything else is like nice and like a pale blonde, and it's like ready for the color. But my roots are like right here still like super bright yellow. I've tried this vitamin C treatment numerous times. I'm just gonna bite the bullet and do the green and, hope for the best. If my roots turn out not great, but the rest of my hair still looks good, I'll consider that a victory. Here we go! It's so green!
Your timer is set for 1 hour.
Thanks, bitch. Switched back over to iPhone quality because I don't feel like holding my camera with green hands. Those gloves broke. Trash. I wasn't expecting John to help me with my hair. He's an angel. I'm always really bad at getting the back of my head if I don't have like a mirror, so I always just kind of like wing it, and the back of my hair usually never looks that great. And I was really nervous because my roots were still pretty yellow, but John helped me get all of my roots and all the back of my hair, so this is probably the most even distribution of hair color I've had in a really long time. But this book is really weird because it counts backwards. Like, the more you read, the farther back in the storyline you go. John's playing his video game. It's raining, so I'm gonna read my book until it's time to rinse this green out. It's gotten a lot darker, so I'm super excited to see it all rinsed out and dry. Alright, I'll see you in a bit. Good morning. Hi. It's 6:40 on day 2 of the Scallywag-A-Thon. I didn't get much reading done after I finished doing my hair because I was just exhausted. I don't really have any other plans today, so I'm gonna stay in. I was listening to booktube videos, but I figured since we're here, I could talk about how I feel about genuine fraud right now. I know I said that I don't like to make opinions about books I'm reading until I'm at least 100 pages in, and that's still true, but I'm like close to 100 pages in, and I can just tell that this book is not going to go the way that I wanted it to. I'm really upset at the writing style too, because I really enjoyed the way that We Were Liars was written because it was written very poetically. And that's the only reason that I'm even giving this book a chance. And I don't DNF books. I would rather finish a book and not like it and be able to give you a full 100% opinion on how I feel about that book than DNF it at like 30 pages and tell you like, oh, this was whatever. I will say that E. Lockhart's doing this thing in it that I'm very irritated with right now, where literally she blames everything the protagonist goes through on men. And like, there is a huge difference between writing a feminist character and writing a feminist novel and just blatantly just shitting on the idea of men. Every single time the narrator talks about the main character's like struggle, like she'll never be a heroine, it's always like, because there's always a white hetero man in the way. And it's like, I don't know. That's something that's been irritating me because it doesn't feel like it's meant to be a feminist novel. It feels like she just threw it in, like peppered it in, like so people would like it. And it doesn't add any sort of like anything to the story. She's just like, every time she's talking to a guy, she'll be like, you're a white man. And it's like, you're a white girl. The writing in this one is very basic. It's very much, it's very, not juvenile, but it's very show not tell. And We Were Liars wasn't like that at all. Like, she would be like, he was ambition and strong coffee, and like, her writing in We Were Liars was absolutely stunning. And the only reason I didn't like We Were Liars is because the vague synopsis like really hooked me for something that I wasn't expecting. The twist that I was waiting for like didn't happen until the last like 30 pages of the book. It left me with a lot of unanswered questions that were later answered in bonus content in the deluxe edition. And that's irritating because I'm not going to buy the deluxe edition to find out if it's the thing that I'm expecting it to be. I'm not going to spoil We Were Liars right now, but there's like a huge debate. Like, it's very polarizing. And it's like, everyone has their opinions on it. everyone thinks that it's one way or it's the other way. And I think it's one. But I have to read the bonus content to find out if it's that. And I'm not going to buy the deluxe edition of a book that I barely liked. Because the writing was outstanding, but the plot didn't carry anything until the end. The plot just kind of dragged. And, like, it kind of seemed like E. Lockhart was procrastinating getting to the twist. I feel like she could have gotten to the twist at the halfway point in the book, and it would have made so much more of a difference. It would have propelled the story so much better than just her characters just, like, teetering around, just, like, doing whatever the fuck they want until the twist was unveiled. The writing was great. The writing in this is not great. I bought Genuine Fraud because the synopsis was vague and it hooked me. I'd read E. Lockhart before and I wanted to give her like a second chance with her writing to see if she could like impress me. But I think after I finish this, it's gonna be one of those things where I won't read another E. Lockhart book. I think she like struck gold with We Were Liars, because We Were Liars, though I didn't like it, it was a very successful book in the YA community. A lot of people had like rave things to say about it. I can see why other people really enjoyed We Were Liars. I just personally didn't. Ooh, should I do green? Would a green eye look be too much? I think it'd be really cute to do green on the out and then like silver in the center. Very like Slytherin, but I don't know. Yep, we'll do it. It's not my place to tell someone like, oh yeah, that book that you love with all your heart is fucking garbage. But like, I can say like, oh, I can see where you enjoyed this book. Here's why I didn't enjoy this book. And I think that's really important. You shouldn't just be friends with people and you shouldn't just hang out or talk to people only if they have the same reading taste as you and they like all the same books that you like. I think having friends that don't like books that you loved is really important, because I think being able to see both sides of the spectrum is important when it comes to reading. Most people are so quick to be like, I love that book, you piece of shit! And it's like, I'm sorry. I really value when people critique the books that I really enjoy, because it helps me look at the books that I enjoy from a less biased. I'm gonna go because my dogs are barking, but I will check in when I'm done filming and when I look less scary. I thought that doing like a green eye look was gonna be like too much, but thankfully this like green eyeshadow is kind of subtle, and then putting the silver kind of like blended it out so it's not super harsh. I'm so obsessed with my hair, guys. Like, I cannot even put into words how much I love it. I'm so happy. And I think the sun is like, yeah, so the sun is completely up now so I can film. So I'm gonna film, edit, and upload today's video because I didn't have a video for today pre-filmed because I worked all weekend. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna read. I'm basically gonna be home alone until John gets home tonight. So, reading all night. So, yeah, I will check back in once I've actually done something other than put makeup on. Update time. It's 11:23 a.m. on day 2. I haven't done any reading yet because I'm now editing today's video. My battery died like halfway through and I didn't have the other battery charged, so I charged both batteries and did some writing while the batteries were charging. So I'm trying to get caught up in my reading for the Readathon as well as my writing for NaNoWriMo. I want to be perfectly honest with you and tell you that I did not read a single page of anything yesterday. I did some writing for NaNoWriMo. I think I got like 1,000 words down or something. I'm still pretty behind, but it's fine. I just wasn't in the best mental state yesterday, so after I filmed, edited, and uploaded yesterday's video, which was the BookTube Newbie Tag 2.0, I was just feeling really drained, like mentally, so I took a bit of a mental health day, And then John's band had a show last night, and normally I film like footage of that and I hang out and like all this stuff, but there were a lot of factors that made me not do that. I was just really anxious for a lot of different reasons. So I didn't read anything yesterday, so I'm still on page 61 of Genuine Fraud. I thought it was farther, I thought it was like 70 pages in, but I'm not. This relationship of me vlogging and you watching the vlogs has to be built on complete trust and honesty with one another, and I didn't read shit yesterday. I am going to read today. Yeah. My goal is to finish Genuine Fraud today, but I think I'm gonna make coffee first because that's who I am. It's 11:30, haven't done any reading, had to make a bunch of phone calls and stuff, and do adult things, but now I'm reading, and both pups are asleep. Now I have nothing else that I need to do. I'm not gonna film until later when John gets home probably, so I'm gonna try to finish this, and I'm on my second cup of coffee. Figured it was time for a small update. I started reading around like 12-ish. It's like 1:12-ish, and I am on page 127 of Genuine Fraud. So I can finally kind of give you guys my my opinions so far on it. The writing isn't as like lyrical and poetic as the writing in We Were Liars, but the story is much more gripping and way more interesting than We Were Liars was. It's not a 5-star read for me. I do have issues with it, but it's not gonna get like a 2, which is what I rated We Were Liars, because unless these last like 130 something pages are trash. But I'm a little less than halfway through, and I'm really excited about it. It's not anything what I was expecting. It was a little slow to start. I didn't really start getting into the story until like around page like 80 something or so, and I'm already making like my predictions on how the story is gonna go because it's going backwards. I'm gonna get back to reading, hopefully finish this within the next like hour. Good morning. It's 7:15 a.m. My hair is a mess. What's new? And I finished my first book for Scallywag-A-Thon last night. I didn't check in because right after I finished the book, I fell asleep. But I finished Genuine Fraud by E. Lockhart yesterday. I finished it all in one more sitting. I've just come to the realization and the decision that E. Lockhart's books are not for me. This was a 2.5-star read for me, and I'm gonna start my next book, or I'm gonna write. I don't know what I want to do. Right after I finished filming my last clip at like 7 this morning, I immediately fell asleep and didn't wake up until like 9:45. I haven't read or written anything yet today. I'm going to write for a little bit because I've really been putting it off, and then I'm gonna read for a little bit too. And when I actually get back into reading today, once I finish writing, one of these is the books I'm gonna go with. I don't know if we have to go in the order of like the map or if we can go in any order that we want for the TBR. If we have to go in order for the map, my next book will be A Court of Thorns and Roses. But I want to read Eliza and Her Monsters first because it's contemporary and I'll read it a lot faster. It's 12:51 now. I'm gonna write until about 2 o'clock, see how I'm doing. If I'm feeling the story and where it's going, I will keep writing, but if not, I'm going to read until John gets home from work. We'll probably have dinner, watch Buffy, and usually I write while we watch Buffy because I can watch a show and write at the same time. So I think I'm gonna put on Shameless so I have some background noise and I have something to watch while I'm writing for the next hour. And an episode of Shameless is an hour. So that's how I'm gonna tell the time with my writing. So I will be back to let you guys know if I'm gonna continue writing or if I'm gonna jump into ACOTAR. We're gonna pretend my hair isn't this bad. Okay, so it's 7:30 in the morning on day 5 of Scallywag-A-Thon. and I've only read one book, and I haven't started another book. I wrote all day yesterday. I didn't get any reading done. I feel like I either have really good reading days, really good writing days, or bad both. I think I'm gonna get ready before I do anything else because I feel like having makeup on, I feel like not having my hair in this bun mess. So next time you see me, I'll look a little bit cuter, but I figured I'd let you know that I didn't do any reading yesterday, but I did a good amount of writing. I am going to get ready, and I'll probably read for a little bit and maybe write for a little bit as well. I'm back with a slightly more made up face, and I'm still having the inner conflict of not knowing what to read. I don't know if I want to read Eliza and Her Monsters or A-Thon. I'm gonna try a chapter of both and see which one grabs me more. I'll come back after I finish a chapter of the one and the chapter of the other and let you know which one I'm going to go on with from there. So I just finished chapter 1 of Eliza and Her Monsters. I marked it with my dust jacket, which is like probably blasphemy. There was a prologue and then chapter 1, so I read both because I don't think the prologue really gives much away to the story more than chapter 1 does. It went by really fast. I'm only on page 8, so it was only 8 pages, but there's bits of the webcomic like thrown in, kind of like Fangirl is with the fan fiction. But I'm going to read chapter 1 of A Court of Thorns and Roses and see how I feel after reading that, and I will come back and let you know which one I decide to read. So it's a little after 11. I've been reading for not very long, maybe like a half hour. I read chapter 1 of A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I sat with both chapters for a bit. And then I decided that I wanted to read A Court of Thorns and Roses, so I've been reading that for a little bit. On page 42, about to start chapter 5. Think I'm gonna make myself something to eat and watch some Netflix, because I did jump from the first chapter of Eliza and Her Monsters to the first chapter of this, and now I've read 5 chapters of this. Enjoying it a lot more than I was expecting to. So I'm going to watch 1 episode of Shameless and eat lunch, and then I'm gonna read more. Started this vlog with terrible iPhone quality. We're gonna finish the vlog with terrible iPhone quality because I'm sick and I don't feel like standing in front of my camera. Scallywag-A-Thon went not very well. I got super sick. Motivation was gone to read and stuff. I mainly spent my time for the rest of the week writing for NaNoWriMo. I finished Genuine Fraud, and I read 100 pages of A Court of Thorns and Roses in the week of Scallywag-A-Thon. Definitely not the best that I've ever done in a readathon, but it's fine. Let me know how your experience with Scallywag-A-Thon was, if you partook in it this past week. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and happy reading. Okay, bye!